Hey guys, so this is going to be middle school review double B3. So thank you guys for hanging in there and working these out. So number one says write and solve an equation based off the verbal phrase. 5 more than x is equal to 32. So 5 more than means I'm adding to the x, right? So x plus 5, or you could have wrote, since addition is commutative, you could have written it 5 plus x, but 5 more than is technically x plus 5 is equal to 32. Okay, and then to solve that, here's my balance. This is what I'm solving for. I would minus 5 from both sides. X equals, I have to borrow 37? No, 27. I borrowed there. I don't know why I keep making silly mistakes. X equals 27. Okay. Number two, John has to pay $9 admission for the skating rink and $2 per hour to rent rollerblades. How many hours can he skate for $19? So the $9 it's going to cost him no matter what, and then $2 per hour. So for 1 hour, it cost him $11. 1 hour is $11. 2 hours is $11 plus 2 more. So that's $13. 3 hours is $15. 4 hours is $17. And 5 hours is $19. So he can skate for 5 hours. Okay, you could have also written an equation. Your equation would look like 9 plus 2 hours is equal to 19. And then you would minus 9 from both sides and then divide by 2, and you would get 5. Number 3, negative 6 equals 5/6 x. So to solve for the x, we're going to multiply by the opposite, or by that reciprocal. So it's times 6 over 5, because 6 divided by 6 is 1, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. So our x is going to be by itself. And then on this side, I'm going to put 6 over 1 times 6/5. Okay? 6 times 6 is 36, and 5 times 1 is 5, and it's going to be a negative. You could leave it exactly like that, and it would be correct, right? If you wanted to change it to a mixed number, you could. You would take 36 divided by 5, so 7 times 5 is 35, and you would have 1 left over. So either one of those answers would be correct. Number 4, the perimeter is 22. How much bigger is the longest side than the shortest side? So here we have 2a minus 3 plus 2a plus 3a plus 1 is equal to 22. So I'm going to combine like terms as I write these down. So 2a plus 2a plus 3a. So 3, 4, 5. So I have 7a, and then I have minus 3 plus 1. So it's going to be minus 2 is equal to 22. And then I'm going to solve and figure out what a is equal to. So a is equal to, I'm solving for a, I'm going to plus 2, and then I'm going to divide by 7. So plus 2, I have 24, and then I'm going to divide by 7. So 7, I'm going to end up with a strange fraction here. I'm just going to leave it as an improper fraction because that's going to be the easiest way to solve this. Okay, so now the longest side and the shortest side. The longest side is 3a plus 1, and the shortest side is 2a minus 3. So I'm going to take 3 times 24 over 7 plus 1, and then I'm going to take 2 times 24 over 7 minus 3, and I'm going to compare those two numbers. Okay? So 24 times 3 is 12. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. So I have 72 over 7 And then I have plus 1, so that's going to be plus 7 over 7. So that's going to be 79 over 7. And you could change that to a mixed number if you want, but you don't need to. And then up here, I've got 2 times, I'm going to put that over 1, 2 times 24, which is 48 over 7. I really don't have enough room here. 48 over 7 minus 3. So if I wrote minus 3 and I wanted a 7 on the bottom, I would multiply this by 7. So this would be 21. So 48 minus 21 would be 27. So my answer to this shortest side is 27 over 7. 27 over 7 is the shortest side. The longest side is 79 over 7. Okay, so now I'm going to minus those two. So the 7 is going to stay on the bottom. I'm going to write it over here, I guess. And then I have 79 minus 27. 79 minus 27. So 252 over 7. Yep, and that is exactly what our answer key says, 52 over 7. If you wanted to change that to a mixed number, you would divide 7 times 7 is 49, 50, 51, 52, and you have 3 left over. So 7 and 3/7 could be your answer, but 52 over 7 is a really good answer too. And that one was a lot of steps. Number 5, 3 halves x minus 12 equals 24. Here is my balance. I'm going to solve for x. So I'm going to plus 12 to both sides, one side to get rid of this and one side to keep it balanced. And then I'm going to multiply by 2/3. Okay, so that this will to go to 1 and this side to stay balanced. So first let's plus 12 to both sides. So we have 36 equals 3 halves x. And then to get the x by itself, I'm going to multiply by 2/3 because 2 divided by 2 is 1 and 3 divided by 3 is 1. So x equals, and I'm going to put this over 1, I'm going to multiply by 2/3. Okay. I know that 3 evenly goes into 36, so I'm going to simplify that first. So 3 goes into that once. 36 divided by 3 is going to be 12. So 12 times 2 is 48. So x is equal to 48. And to check it, no, 12 times 2 is not 48. 12 times 2 is 24. Sorry about that. If I wanted to check that, I would substitute 24 into there, and I would multiply 24 times 3, and then divided by 2, and then minus 12, and I would get 24. Always, I recommend when we do these, always go back and check if you get a chance to, especially when you take like your peaks test, which is why we're reviewing all these things. You can substitute back in, and you can make sure that you got the right answer. Okay, so for number 6, here is my balance. I have 9 plus 2, so I have 11 minus 10 times x is equal to 1 minus 10x. So I have variables on both sides and I have numbers on both sides. So I'm going to choose a number side and I'm going to choose a variable side. And usually I like to choose the side that has more positive x's so that I don't end up with a negative x. And in this case, I don't have that. I have a really strange question. How can 11 minus 10x be equal to 1 minus 10x? So let's just say that this is my variable side and this is my number side. So I'm going to move the variables to this side. So I'm going to go plus 10x plus 10x. And when I do that, I get 11 equals 1. 11 is never equal to 1 in the math that we study. So we write for this no solution. Okay? Number 7, I've got my balance here. I'm going to want a variable side and a number side. I like to use the most positive x's so that I don't have a negative, but no matter how you do it, you'll get the right answer. So I'm going to make this a variable side and this a number side. So I'm going to move my variables this way, and I'm going to move my numbers this way. So I have plus 8x plus 8x. So I get 18x. I have minus 15, so I'm going to plus 15, plus 15. That goes away. I have 18x equals 32. So I'm going to divide by 18. X equals 36 divided by 18 is actually equal to 2. Okay. Number 8, solve and plot your answer on the number line below. So we're going to figure out what x is, and then we're going to plot that point. Okay. So we are going to need some more space. Let me see here. I'm going to write on the back of this paper. So I have 3x plus 5 equals 20 minus 1/2 x. So I'm going to have a variable side and a number side. So let's make this our variable side and this our number side. So I'm going to plus 1/2 x to both sides. So I have 3.5 x plus 5 is equal to 20. This is my number side, so I'm going to minus 5 to both sides. I'm going to go ahead and that's just going to go away. I want to make this into a mixed number because it's going to be easier for me to solve. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 7 halves x equals 15. To get the x by itself, I'm going to multiply by 2 over 7. This is going to simplify to x. This side I'm going to multiply by 2 over 7. And I get 15 times 2, which is 30, divided by 7. Since I need to put it on this number line, I'm going to want to make it into a 30 over 7. I'm going to need to divide it and make it into a mixed number. So 30 divided by 7, right? 7 times 4 is 28. And then I have 2 left over. So 4 and 2 sevenths. So here's 4 and 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. So 2 sevenths is going to be just a little bigger than 2/4. If you need to look at it like it's a decimal, we're going to do this. Let's put a decimal point 00 and see what the decimal will be. So let's bring down a 0. 7 goes into 21 2 times. 2 times 7 is 14. I'm going to minus that. I get 6. I'm going to bring down the 0. 7 goes into 60. 7 times 8 is 56. 7 times 9, 7 times 8 is 56. So it didn't go in evenly, but it's going to be just a little bigger than 4.25. 4.25 is this first dot, so just a little past that, I'm going to put a dot. Okay? And then I'm going to write it as a fraction because it's more accurate that way. And my fraction was 4 and I can't remember now. Was it 2 sevenths? 7 times 4 is 28, 29, 30. Yeah, 2 sevenths. Okay? Or you could have wrote for about 4.28 or 4.29. Okay? So hopefully that helped. I know these are really complicated, but we're going to practice a few of them and you'll get really good at them. Okay? Thanks, guys.